Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. This time Mumbai is also seeing cold winters.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, very much.
So Nasik made fell to 6 degrees yesterday.
Oh, yesterday I think Mumbai also came close to it. No, I remember half.
And it was very dusty.
Ah, moist rather.
Sir,
Okay.
Can we do the physics paper doubts, the TWT doubts, CUM? तो सेंटर ऑफ मार्क्स चैप्टर था ना संडे को
Ah,
सर उसके डाउट्स ले सकते हैं अभी
I'm okay with whatever you people say.
सर बिकॉज दैट पेपर वाज टफर देन वी एक्सपेक्टेड इट टू बी
Okay, wait. Let me open that paper first.
Sir, I just joined. What doubts are we taking up today?
Somebody asked yesterday's topic wise test.
Okay,
Take
alright, sir.
topic wise test topic. So I'm downloading the paper. It will take 2 minutes.
सर वो टॉपिक वाइज टेस्ट ऐसा था जैसे आपने काइनेमैटिक्स में असाइनमेंट 3 दिया था, बोला था ये 3 इक्वेशन ही रहेंगे बट टाइम बहुत लगेगा।
अच्छा, पेपर उतना सिंप्लीफिकेशन उतना गंदा था।
सर मतलब टाइम लिमिट के बिना सॉल्व हो जाता सर सारे क्वेश्चंस बट व्हेन यू आर गिवन दैट 1 hour का थिंग तो
Okay, you'll feel that time pressure and simplifications may be bad. एक सेकंड, ये डाउनलोड लेने में इतना टाइम क्यों ले रहा है?
तब तक क्वेश्चंस बता दें तब तक डाउनलोड
so after that paper discussion can we like discuss miscellaneous problems on various chapters if you are fine.
Discuss as an new solid and discuss.
he means can you do some good problems on the chapters you have done till now
Okay. Okay. Got the paper. Tell me. Topic wise, just question numbers.
Fifth.
the sixth one
So fourth. So first,
Sir, 10th वाला.
Sir, 11th.
Pardon?
17.
Somebody.
मुझे लगता है कि पूरा पेपर
हाँ सर वही लग रहा है.
Now, first question में what is a piece of paper shown in the figure is in the form of a square. Two corners of its square are folded to make it appear like figure 2. Perfect. Okay, both corners are put together at the center of the square. Both corners are put together at the center O of the square. O is taken to be the origin, center of mass of the new system. Hey, first question may you have a paper like this, right? Y is 2A. Y is 2A. What is the length? A piece of paper in the form of a square. Obviously, this will also be 2A. This is 2A, this is 2A. Now this is the origin, this distance will be A. Now what they did is they folded this paper from here to here. What was M in here? Originally the center of mass of this was here. Originally center of mass of this was here. Right?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
when you
Yes, sir.
folded this particular paper, the mass of this area will become 2 times that paper. So technically, you removed this and you added up a mass here. You removed this and you added up a mass here. I'll put it this way. You removed this part. But at the same time, you made this 2m. If its mass was originally m, you made this 2m. Similarly, you removed this part. Right? Now you made this 2m, you made this 2m. You take this m and m. Technically, let me take originally the mass to be 4m. Originally, the mass is 4m. Right? This m's mass will be at its center, nothing changed here. But this center of mass is shifted towards this. By how much distance was it shifted towards the left? By how much distance was it shifted? When it was like this, you know the center of mass is here. You know the center of mass of this particular triangle? Centroid?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
So whatever distance was here, the center of mass shifted by the same distance here.
Yes sir.
You don't need to take any shifting. If you are taking 2m with its center of mass here, your job is done. You have 4 particles. This is the origin, right? This is what you have, you have taken this as the origin. Right? To my left, nothing changed. To my left, center of mass, to my left, did not change. To my right, it moved to the left by a distance of x. Do you know the position of the centroid of this? If this is A and this is A, there is a triangle. This is A and A. Where is the centroid? Centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1.
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'll call this 2m by 3 and this is m by 3. M is a median. Median length you will be able to calculate. If this is A and this is A, it will not be difficult for you to calculate the median length.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now you know the x coordinate of these two. You know the x coordinate of these two. Y के बारे में चिंता ही मत करो. Y will be 0. Y के बारे में चिंता मत करो. Y will be 0. Their mass is 2m. Here mass is 2m. This distance will be A by 2. Right? XCM will be m into minus A by 2 plus m into minus A by 2 plus 2m into this distance, you know, it's x coordinate. Median का length कितना है? This is A, this is A. What is the median length? Hey, median का length पूछ रहा हूँ. Nobody is hearing here. Waste of time.
By root 3 by 2.
This is 90 degree. So this angle will be 45. This length will be a cos 45. Median length is a by root 2. So what will this length be?
Coordinates of centroid will be 2a by 3 and 2a by 3.
2a by 3, root 3 or 3?
So 3
Sir,
and comma
2a
2a by
by
3.
root 2.
So then it becomes 2a by 3 cos 45. Sorry, it's coordinate लिया ना यार. 2a by 3 plus 2m into 2a by 3 divided by 4m. This triangle and this triangle. Right?
Yes.
So the second question.
So won't that be divided by 6m?
Why? 4m only. Total marks तो नहीं पड़ा.
Oh, right. Yes, sir,
4
sorry.
m only.
Very technically, this is m. Because this part is, if I have taken whole of this square as m, whole of this square is also m. This triangle will be m by 2, m by 2. When m by 2 is folded here, this will be m. So 4m only. This is not 2m, this is m. AB and BC may, this will be L by 2, L by 2. Uniform wire of length L is bent in the form of a V-shaped object as shown. The distance of its center of mass from the vertex side. This is L by 2 and 30. L by 2 cos 30 should be the answer. From the vertex because it will be along the perpendicular bisector. This is L by 2.
Sir, answer is that divided by 2.
Naturally. Have a look at it. Mass, I forgot to divide by the mass. I'm just taking the length. This will be m by 2, this will be m by 2. Total mass is m. M by 2 into L by 2 cos 30 plus m by 2 L by 2 cos 30 divided by m divided by total m. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, can same नहीं आएगा ना फिर?
L by 4 into cos 30 is root 3 by 2. L by 4 root 3 by 2. Cos 30 L by 4 L root 3 by 8 plus L root 3 by 8 is
Root
L
3 by
root
4.
3 by 4. What is the answer given?
Sir, L root 3 by 8.
हाँ सर मुझे भी 4 ही आ रहा था.
हाँ, sir, same.
No, sir, the whole length of the rod, both the V shape together is L. So it will be L by 4.
So
The
center of mass will be
L
L by 4.
Yes, sir, it would be L by 4.
Total length is L.
Oh, this total length is L. So this length is L by 2. So technically this is L by 4.
Yes.
सर ये center of mass भी लेना.
This is L by 4 cos theta, right? X coordinate is L by 4 cos theta. Fair enough. This distance will be L by 4, not L by 2. Because total length is there, right? So L by 4 cos theta. मगर यहाँ L by 4 ही लिया.
That you multiplied it by half.
So this is 16, this is 16. This is the Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
Why did I solve the second one? People didn't ask this. Question number 4. Composite body is made by joining uniform disk of radius r and a uniform square plate of side 2r as shown. Both plates are having same mass per unit area. The coordinates of center of mass of the composite plate are. Hey, measure this weight out.
मैंने
This
class
is
में
the
कराया
plate.
था.
This is the plate. What are the dimensions given? Disk of radius r and uniform square plate of side 2r.
Yes,
This
sir.
सर HCV का क्वेश्चन है.
हाँ सर,
हाँ सर, ये
additive
क्वेश्चन किया था वो आ गया.
additive summation का.
This is the origin, right? Sigma into this area is pi r square into the coordinate is r. Sigma into 2r whole square into coordinate is, this will be r, 2r plus r, 3r divided by sigma into pi r square plus 2r whole square. That's the answer. Sigma into pi r square will get the mass. Mass into the coordinate of this is r. Similarly, sigma into 2r whole square, I'll get the mass of the square plate. That into the coordinate of this is 2r plus r, 3r. Cancel out sigma. They are made of the same density. Uniform square plate, they are made of the same density. So cancel out sigma. Mass into x1 plus mass into x2 divided by.
सर इसे 3 बार सॉल्व किया था to make sure that the answer none of these ही दे दिया इन लोग ने.
That is bad. After solving, when we get none of these, we solve this more than. No, 8 solid uniform cubes of H length L are stacked together to form a single cube with center O. One cube is removed from the system. Distance of the center of mass of the remaining 7 cubes from O. इस एक क्यूब का सेंटर ऑफ मास का डिस्टेंस बता सकते हो आप?
So L by 2 into root 3. So L by 2 into root 3.
आंसर आ गया ना यार. See, a क्यूब का मास अगर m ले रहे हो, the remaining mass will be 7m. Combined center of mass should be here. All of 7m is concentrated here, m is concentrated here. So from the bigger cube, to our, you are removing one cube, right? So the remaining leftover mass is concentrated here 7m. Iska mass is concentrated here as m, right? So from the center, if you can tell me this distance, I will tell you 7m into this distance. 7m into x1, I call this x2. From the center for this cube, if you can find out the center, substitute here, m into that should be equal to 7m into x. From the original center, if I can find out that x, yes or no, how much is that
Yes,
distance?
sir.
Root 3L by
Root 3L by
2.
2. That's it. So 7m into x1 is equal to m into root 3L by 2. Get this cancelled out. x1 is root 3L by 40. making it look like 3D. The only thing they made it difficult is to calculate the distance of the center of this remote part from here. That also not very difficult, but making it
Some
look like
vectors we are done.
vectors here. This was fifth question. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Sixth. The wire is bent into a structure as shown in the figure and placed on a table. It consists of two half rings of radius r and two straight parts of length pi r. Okay, height of the center of mass from the table is height of the center of mass there. Table per such an easy question. There is one semicircular ring, one semicircular ring. Two wires are kept on the table. So the two wires are kept on the table. What is the height contribution because of that?
2r by pi.
Zero, no?
Zero.
Arey bhai,
The 10 Bitcoin.
this wire is kept on the table.
zero,
Y
zero,
coordinate of that is 0.
Zero.
Similarly, y coordinate. For this semicircular ring, it is
for
2r
that.
by pi. For this, it is 2r by pi.
Yes, sir.
Right? So what will be your answer?
सर एग्जाम में गधे की तरह 2r/π लिख दिया आंसर.
Divided by mass.
हाँ वही तो सर 3 क्वेश्चन में ऐसे करना भूल गया मेरे.
Divided by mass करना पड़ेगा आपको. So take the mass lambda into net total. The y coordinate is m1. M1 is how much? Lambda into pi r. Lambda into pi r. What is its coordinate? 2r by pi. There are two such type of rings. Plus lambda into pi r is the length into 0. There are two such type of things divided by the mass. Lambda into pi r plus lambda into pi r. Right? This is the mass. This is the y coordinate. Two rings. This is the mass. This is the y coordinate. Two straight wires divided by the total mass.
सर नीचे और into 2 आएगा ना?
Into two rings and two wires, right? Two rings and two straight wires. अच्छा क्वेश्चन. सेवेंथ बोले क्या आप लोगों ने?
नहीं सर 10.
A ring is made by joining two semicircular pieces of radius r. Semicircle ABC has a mass twice that of the other. Find the distance of center of mass of the ring from O. Fair enough. We will use the red color ink to represent it 2 times. Lower one is 2 times the mass. Am I right?
Yes,
Let
sir.
me calculate the question. This is 2m. This is m. Right. You want the distance of center of mass from where? From O. इसका center of mass is at a distance of 2r by pi. I'll call this m. इसका center of mass is also at a distance of 2r by pi. I'll call this 2m. You want it from O. From O. YCM will be 2m into 2r by pi with a negative sign plus m into 2r by pi with a positive sign. I took everything in the upward direction as positive. Divided by 3. That's your answer. 2m is at a distance of 2r by pi minus m at a distance of 2r by pi plus. Cancel out this m. 2 minus 4 is minus 2. 2r by 3 pi. Downwards minus 2r by 3 pi. Distance पूछा हुआ है, so negative positive doesn't make any difference.
सर 2r by p 3 pi ना
3 pi.
2 pi by 3 pi लिखा है।
Roads 2 by 3.
2r by my bad.
So,
Hmm.
so has Space given any info about offline now? Because like it's officially allowed now for everyone now.
कॉलेज क्लासेस का नहीं आया ना, बट
कोचिंग का नहीं आया, क्लासेस का आ गया, प्रैक्टिकल्स का आ गया. योर सीनियर बैच हैज गॉट प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम्स फ्रॉम February 15. सो
सर
वो सब
अकेला
शेड्यूल सीनियर्स का रिलीज कर दिया शेड्यूल. आपका शायद वेरी सून रिलीज करेंगे. ये बट मगर कॉलेज का तो आपको ऑप्शनल दिया हुआ है इस वीक से.
सर
Yes,
मैं
sir.
हाँ
हाँ.
सर, बट ये वीक कौन जाएगा सर?
सर
सर
अभी
इधर
बड़ी
हाँ ना
बात
सर, ये वीक तो एमटी के
सर ये वीक में आप क्लास में देखो, अभी भी 86 पार्टिसिपेंट्स ही है।
Exactly. This week doesn't make sense. So probably after MT, they will have
कभी
to.
पॉसिबल नहीं है सर। ये
Pardon?
जो सर करंट टॉपिक पर भी तो फोकस करना है इसलिए।
But I don't think before MT it makes any sense.
एग्जैक्टली सर।
Yes, sir.
So, but will like a special like permission be given only for coaching institutes, or is that just assumed with colleges and schools? So,
It can be assumed with colleges and schools.
okay, sir.
Eleven. 11th is a good one. What is the net force on it? Whatever structure you take. What is the net force on this? You have a force of F on this. This is 3F. This is 2F. What is the net force? 3F minus 2F is F. F plus F. F net is 2F along the positive x-axis.
सर ये असाइनमेंट का क्वेश्चन था।
असाइनमेंट में नहीं दिया हम लोगों ने,
नहीं सर.
बुकलेट का है शायद, इन चैप्टर एक्सरसाइज.
हाँ सर किसी का तो था, याद नहीं आ रहा है, मतलब करा हुआ है।
Acceleration of center of mass is 2F divided by 3. Net force divided by the total mass, provided the mass is 3m, if I have taken it correct. Massless rods दिया है, mass of this is m. I am assuming all three to be m. आप जो भी क्वेश्चन में दिया हुआ है सब्स्टिट्यूट करो.
Yes, sir. Each particle has mass m.
And then displacement पूछेगा after some time, तो s equal to half at square. Velocity of point O will have both horizontal and vertical components. It will not. Net horizontal force is along the x-axis. Acceleration will be along the x-axis. Displacement also will be only along the x-axis. एक तो क्वेश्चन अच्छे ट्रैप्स थे, like the one where you have to divide by the mass. And first problem with the paper is first question when you take time, you will by default start looking at other problems with suspicion.
मतलब ऐसा ही लगा था कि क्या ही पूछ लेंगे सेंटर ऑफ
Yes, sir.
So we were assuming that it would be easier, much easier than this.
नहीं.
This was 11. It's just solved 11.
You have solved 11. Then what did I rub off?
So can
So
you have
आपने
15?
11 ही solve किया, now you can do 17.
After 11th, what was written?
तो 17 ही लिखा था।
17 only.
आप
So can you
वापस
do
11
15 as well?
Two point particles of masses 2m and 3m are placed at a distance d on a smooth curve. They move towards each other due to mutual attractive forces of magnitude f. Hey, mutual attractive forces are internal forces.
सर 1000 बार किए हैं ये हम लोग ने.
Acceleration of center of mass will not be internal force by the mass. Wrong. It should be external force by the mass. Now, velocity of center of mass, initially, if it is at rest, it will continue to be at rest. So it is moving with uniform velocity. There is no external force. Two particles, when they are moving due to mutual force, center of mass is either at rest or moving with uniform speed. Right. Distance from the initial position of mass to m where they both meet. They both will meet at center of mass. If there is some mass here and some mass here, this is m1 and m2. This is the center of mass. Now both are moving towards each other. The center of mass should not move. So when both meet here, they will meet at center of mass, right? So they report the value of center of mass. Point at which they meet will be the position of center of mass. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Seventeenth question. This is actually a question from Virdo in the chapter magnetism. In magnetism, they give you a current carrying wire of this shape and they'll ask you for the magnetic field at O. Right, these people shifted it to center of mass. Originally, I'll show you, you'll be used to see that. Originally, a problem from Virdo in magnetism.
सर ये पेपर किसने सेट किया था?
पूछना पड़ेगा मुझे भी
कुछ शांति से पूछ रहा है ना, फिर सुनाएगा भी.
मगर बहुत मेहनत किया है. ये डायग्राम दिख रहा है आपको?
हाँ सर.
Yes,
Magnetism in the chapter Irido, in the book Irido. And in that, what is asked is magnetic field at the point O. तो जिसने भी दिमाग लगाया, बहुत दिमाग लगाया यार इस पेपर पर. पूछना पड़ेगा किसने सेट किया है पेपर.
प्लीज एमपीएस को मत करने देना
सर. मतलब जरा हमें भी बोला, मतलब कुछ करे हम भी.
2r by pi. इसका सेंटर ऑफ मास, दिस इज व्हाट. AB का लेंथ कितना दिया हुआ है? AB का लेंथ बोलो.
2r.
2r. So 2r means its center of mass will be at a distance of r. Here also this will be at a distance of r. Is this the origin? Right. तब तो आ गया ना यार. Call this m1, call this m2, call this m3. X coordinate calculate करूं या उसने क्या पूछा है? If the distance of center of mass of the wire from the center of the circle is this, then find distance पूछा है तो x and y coordinate दोनों calculate करने पड़ेंगे. XCM. I'll take this to be positive x axis. Perpendicularly out of the board is positive x axis, right? So lambda into what is this length? R दिया है उसने. Length of 2r बोला हुआ है. Lambda into 2r into center of mass is r. 2 times plus lambda into pi r into x coordinate is 0 divided by lambda into 2r into 2 plus lambda into pi r. Lambda into pi r. This is XCM. Similarly, find out YCM. YCM will be 2 times lambda into 2r into 0. YCM for this will be 0 plus lambda into pi r into 2r by pi divided by the mass. 2 lambda 2r plus lambda into pi. You know XCM, you know YCM. Root over of XCM square plus YCM square is the distance of that center of mass from O. For a semicircle, center of mass is 2r by pi. X coordinate for this will be 0. Similarly, for these two wires, y coordinate will be 0.
सर
हम्म।
सर एमटी का पेपर आपने सेट किया क्या?
क्यों पूछ रहे हो यार?
सर लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी पता चलिए।
पेपर देख के बता दूंगा।
ठीक है सर।
सर अभी आपके आपके जजमेंट से पे भरोसा नहीं है सर। आपने 3 बार ऐसे डराया है कि पेपर बहुत डिफिकल्ट होने वाला है।
नहीं, मगर ये पेपर अच्छा है।
हाँ सर, ये
सर
वाला
ये
Yes,
पेपर
yes,
काफी
yes.
अच्छा था, आपने वार्न नहीं किया था ऐसा
मैं
होगा।
तो बोले ये सब कोई मतलब
जिसने भी
नहीं है।
सेट किया बहुत मेहनत करके सेट किया। कहाँ मैग्नेटिज्म, कहाँ एरोडो, उसने सेंटर ऑफ मास में लिया है।
सर और आपने तो
स्टैंडर्ड क्वेश्चन है मैग्नेटिज्म में। अब देखते ही आई कुडंट स्टॉप लाफिंग, राइट? सो पेपर दैट वे, any paper hereafter will be either tricky or difficult. Gone are the days when it will be easy. By default, it will not be easy anymore for you.
सर
सर
मतलब
आपने तो
सर,
प्रैक्टिस पेपर में
But
लास्ट
that's good now if
का
the
पेपर
questions
दे
are
दिया।
like modified and original, because then no one can cheat or copy from.
Exactly. No, for them, see, you see a question, you have already seen it, you answer it. Center of mass जैसे छोटे टॉपिक में वो पेपर सेटर के लिए भी चॉइस है नहीं। अब लुक एट हिज साइड, हिज पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। है क्या सारे क्वेश्चंस कवर हो गए बुकलेट के फर्स्ट 3 चैप्टर 4 एक्सरसाइजेस में? वो असाइनमेंट में बाकी हमने कवर कर दिया, हिट सीवी कर। अब सेंटर ऑफ मास जैसे छोटे टॉपिक में उसने कुछ ना कुछ नया ढूंढा।
सर क्वेश्चन
But
20
he
है but
doesn't
answer
find
सर
the
जो
is
बच्चा
minus
वो
1.
सर जो बच्चा ऐसे चीट करने का ट्राई कर रहा होगा, जब उसने स्कैन किया होगा क्वेश्चन, तो उसको सोल्यूशन भी मैग्नेटिज्म का ही मिलेगा, नॉट सेंटर ऑफ मास।
स्ट्रगल हुआ होगा बहुत ज़्यादा।
मतलब एक पेपर सेटर भी ये इंफॉर्मेशन रख के ही
चालाक है।
सॉल्व किया है, अच्छा किया है।
Sir,
हाँ,
in question 20, I'm getting the answers -1.
20 क्या है? A disc
They
of,
have asked distance.
हाँ, your problem is with plus and minus.
Yes, sir.
अरे नहीं, वो तो डिस्टेंस पूछा हुआ है। देख,
अरे सर ये क्या बात हुई सर?
सही बात हुई यार। यू आर सपोज टू टेक केयर ऑफ दैट इन द एग्जामिनेशन। सही किया है, सॉल्यूशन भी दिया हुआ है उसने, ढंग का सॉल्यूशन दिया है।
सर ये नई साइड
मतलब
नहीं आ रहा।
सर ये
सर
पेपर में मैथ्स के इंटीजर सेक्शन में क्या लक निकल आया सर। सर इन वन क्वेश्चन दे हैड आस्क्ड अस टू फाइंड एंड रिपोर्ट द सम ऑफ द डिजिट्स ऑफ द आंसर। देयर आंसर वाज 4302, तो उसका सम इज 9, और मेरा आंसर था 2700, उसका भी आंसर 9 था, तो मेरे को मिल गया मार्क्स।
सर सेम
इतना
मेरे
मेरे
साथ
को
हुआ।
उस पे 3402 आया
मेरे को भी
आंसर,
सर
तो मेरे को भी 9
3402
भाई पे लकी निकला है।
सर पीछे के मतलब 2-3 क्वेश्चन रह गए थे तो मैंने 022 लिख दिया सर। एक
ये
तो
क्या बात हुई यार, बड़ा अजीब लॉजिक बोल रहे हो आप।
इंटीजर
सर
है,
इंटीजर में
0
नेगेटिव
क्या फर्क पड़
मार्किंग
रहा है?
नहीं है ना।
नहीं रहता है ना
कौन आ
सर,
सकता है?
बेटर
अपना
देन
लक फेवर करेगा।
नथिंग कुछ तो।
वेट वन
सर
सेकंड।
9 लिखा था एक।
प्रैक्टिस टेस्ट का आप डाउट ले सकते हो अभी।
सर प्रैक्टिस पेपर तो आपने लास्ट ईयर के
अब
एमटी
प्रैक्टिस पेपर 2 सर वो बहुत खतरनाक वाला डिफिकल्ट था।
एक मिनट रुको, अभी प्रैक्टिस पेपर से बेहतर है। I want to solve a few questions for you. 15 सेकंड का टाइम। Now keep practice paper aside. You solve a few questions.
Yes, sir.
So these are on center of mass.
9, all mix.
सर 74 डिग्री। हाँ अच्छा।
Find the third angle of the triangle.
हाँ सर बस बस।
नहीं, अब्बा हार्ट अटैक दे दिया यार। You want 74, 55, find the third angle of the triangle.
हाँ, sir.
Optimism का भी upper limit है। Now listen. There is a bead which is released from here, which will slide from A to B. Similarly, a bead is released from here, it will slide from A to C in that wire frame. Bead is released. What is released?
bead.
Bead will slide. Smooth wireframe. Friction नहीं दिया है. Friction is not given. Right? Time taken by the bead to slide from A to B is equal to the time taken for the bead to slide from A to C if released. Both the situations, bead is released from position. Bead is released. Right? Find theta. Find theta if this condition is full. Find theta.
सर सर रिलेशन तो आ गया लेकिन इसको सिंप्लीफाई करने में थोड़ा
बहुत आसान.
आसान है.
बहुत आसान.
सर क्वेश्चन आसान है कि सिंप्लीफिकेशन?
दोनों.
सर रुकिए फिर.
एक ही सेकंड. सर 60 डिग्री आ रहा है.
एक मिनट आंसर दे. नहीं,
सर इसका ये रिलेशन आ रहा है sin 74 अपॉन sin 55 is equal to sin 74 minus theta upon sin 55 plus theta. सर लेकिन अभी इसे पता नहीं सिंप्लीफाई कैसे करेंगे.
हाँ राइट. 74 and 55 values are given to you in the question.
ओ अच्छा सर फिर तो हो जाएगा सर. मैं तो सोच रहा था कुछ तो
74 and 55.
सर मुझे तो कुछ √3 का टर्म दिखा था.
साइन रूल लगा देते.
अब सुनो, listen. How much time does it take for it to slide from here till here?
डिस्टेंस ए बी अपन
L is equal to AB is equal to half G sine.
So 74 minus theta.
74 minus theta.
If this is theta, this is theta. So what is this angle? 74 minus theta. 74 minus theta into t square. So t will be TAB whole square is 12 divided by G sine 74 minus theta. Similarly, TAC will be 12 divided by G into sine 55 plus theta. Am I right? Say something.
D square is,
T square. This is the first set of equation that you have got. Now this distance is not given. How did you take same? This should be 2 times AB. This should be 2 times AC.
AC.
Now have a look at it. AB by
Upon, yes sir.
5 is equal to AC by sine 74. Divide these two equations, I'll get one set. This is one set. Simplifying equation 1 and 2, you get the answer. Technically, the answer is 19 degrees. So you will have to use a scientific calculator for the value of sine 55 and sin 74. But those values were given. So theta turns out to be 19 degrees as the answer.
So in the question they said kya sine inverse of or cos inverse of so and so value is equal to 19 degrees.
Yeah, all three were given.
सर वो तो हिंट मिल गया ना कि आंसर करेक्ट आएगा तो.
Right. Here, the reason why I wanted to take this particular question is, can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
The history behind this question. If ever you take a circular ring and you draw 2, you release a bead here, you release a bead here. Interestingly, it will take the same time to reach. This is R, this is R. Right, same time to reach the bottom. If this angle is theta, take any chord, arbitrary chord. This is a chord. Right. Suppose the bead falls straight. I will write 2R is equal to half GT square. T will be root over of 4R by G. 2 root over of R by G. Time taken by the bead to slide through this particular. Right. Now suppose if it were to slide this way, what will this particular length be? 2R cos theta should be equal to half. If this is G, what will G along this direction be? G cos theta.
Cos theta.
Now this will go. T I will get at the same time. That means if ever you can represent n number of chords laid low, all chords may leave the bead simultaneously. You will find the bead reaching the last tip simultaneously.
सर ये न्यूटन्स लॉस के कोई तो असाइनमेंट में था सर. आई रिमेम्बर ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन था।
लास्ट
हाँ,
क्वेश्चन
ये
था
Why
कोई
are
तो।
you giving me this hint? ध्यान से सुनिए, आपको एक ट्रायंगल दिया हुआ for me to draw that. Can you consider this to be one chord, this to be one chord? Is there a possibility that you draw a circle with this angle?
Sir, 100% possibility.
This was 55. Right? I gave you a hint for you to think innovative. Right? This is something which we know, right? No. Can this problem be solved using that? Consider and another, I'll give you one more hint. I'll give you time. I'll not solve it immediately. Don't worry. Can this angle be 74?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's the hint for the problem. Draw, write the hint, draw it besides. शाम को शांति से जब बैठोगे एक बार सोचो. Your ability to think in all those directions should increase. That's an ultimate learning process. So I gave you a hint. ध्यान से सोचो. You'll be impressed when you're able to, you'll be impressed by yourself when you solve it using that. Using this logic field. For some reason, you should be able to prove this is A, B, C. I took this point. By the way, if this is 74, this is 74. Anybody with a doubt in it, raise your hand.
And chop them off.
Chop them off. 10th standard mein, this is a standard theorem taught for you people, right? Coordinate
Yes, sir.
geometry.
Yes, sir.
एक बच्चे ने हाथ भी उठाया.
हाँ सर उठाया था.
वो जल्दबाजी में हाथ उठा के फिर नीचे कर दिया. कौन है? ध्रुविल.
नहीं सर,
डाल दिए. 10
नहीं
COVID batch. Now for
नहीं
some
नहीं
reason,
सर,
you
नहीं
should be
सर,
able to
आता है.
prove AP is equal to AC. AP is equal to AC. You should be able to prove. If AP is equal to AC, this angle will be equal to this angle.
Yes, sir.
आपको थीटा आ गया कि नहीं?
हाँ सर आ गया.
हाँ,
90 डिग्री आ रहा है कि नहीं?
हाँ सर आ गया.
कितना innovative way of looking at it. But then I didn't complete the problem. Prove that AP is equal to AC, then you have the solution. एक टफ प्रॉब्लम करेंगे.
तो कौन से चैप्टर पे है?
Yes, sir. करेंगे.
वर्क एनर्जी थ्योरम.
हाँ वो तो है.
हाँ, yes.
हाँ सर, वो थोड़ी
अच्छा चैप्टर है.
आप लोग इंजीनियरिंग के बाद MBA मार्केटिंग कर लो IIM से. आप बार्गेन जबरदस्त करते हो. मैं का टफ क्वेश्चन बोलते ही पूछोगे कौन सा चैप्टर से. इतना अच्छा बार्गेन करने वाले लोग बार बार नहीं मिलते. MBA marketing from IIT, IIM, any IIM will do. You will be reaching the peak stages in your career.
पक्का है.
थैंक यू सर.
फिर ध्रुवल भेजेगा सारे बेट का.
सर बस नहीं सर, इन्वेंशन करना है कुछ.
सर नया क्रिप्टो करेंसी बनाएगा
होने का
ध्रुवल आपके लिए बस.
तो ध्रुवल तीसरा लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स वापस ढूंढेगा.
नहीं नहीं, अभी थर्मोडायनेमिक्स.
Rub the board, make it fast.
Yes sir, yes sir. So
Yes,
give us
sir.
the question.
Sir, physics section में has JEE ever asked direct questions on vectors?
ये टाइम भी मतलब एरर्स एंड मेजरमेंट से एक क्वेश्चन आएगा पिछले एमटी की तरह.
हाँ sir, 5 into 3 is
triangle.
equal to 20.
इस बार ट्रायंगल.
Oh, फिर
Best
से नहीं.
question था.
ये एक ही बार पूछते हैं. ये क्वेश्चन अच्छा है, थोड़ा ध्यान से देखिए. This length is a weightless rod. The rod doesn't have mass. With a small load of M at one of its end is held vertical, which is lower end hinged on a horizontal surface. Hinged on a horizontal surface. Right? The load touches the wedge of mass M. Of mass capital. This small m is just touching this capital. Right? A slight jerk towards right sets the system in motion with the rod rotating freely and the wedge moving to the right. A slight disturbance will set the system into motion with the rod rotating freely and the wedge moving to the right. Will you write this statement so that later on in your notes you will have a reference? Rod is light. Rod is light. This is small m, this is capital M. थीटा से आपको कुछ मतलब है नहीं. No, theta should be given. I'll give you the value. Write down the statement. A slight jerk towards right. A slight jerk towards right sets the system into motion. And the wedge moves to the right. And the wedge moves to the right. Remove this theta here, it will lead to confusion. Find capital M by small m for which rod leaves contact with the wedge when the rod makes an angle of pi by 3 with the vertical. When the rod makes an angle of pi by 3 with vertical. That means indirectly, when the rod comes here, it should lose contact with the wedge. When the rod comes here, this pi by 3, this is small. When the rod comes here, it should lose contact with the wedge. Wedge ka this angle theta is not given and we don't need. This angle is of my importance. When the rod makes an angle of pi by 3 with the vertical, at that moment the wedge should get separated from the rod. Find the value of capital M by small m. Generally, they'll give you capital M and small m and ask you at what angle will it leave contact. Here the reverse. Find the ratio of capital M by small m for which the rod leaves contact with capital M. Will you try the problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा problem है, try करो.
Sir,
Hmm.
so is the answer 4?
Capital M by small m is 4, correct?
Okay.
The key concept in this, listen all of you. Key concept in this, at this particular point, velocity of both the bodies in the horizontal direction is the same. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When it is losing contact here, what will be the acceleration of this mass?
N by M.
When it is losing contact, the moment it loses contact, acceleration of
Zero.
the mass in the horizontal direction is 0. That means their object will move with uniform velocity.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, acceleration of this, till now there was a normal force due to this on this particular direction. Right? So, horizontal acceleration of this became 0 the moment it lost contact. Acceleration of small m also will be 0 at that instant in the
Yes, sir.
horizontal direction,
Yes,
not the radial direction. Not the radial direction. It will have a tangential, radial. Resultant of these two will give me horizontal acceleration of small m to be 0.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's the concept. Apply that. At this particular angle, horizontal acceleration of small m will become 0. Ax will become 0 at that particular instance. How do you want me to find out AR and AT? AR will be V square by R. AT will be tangential acceleration G sin theta. Only for the rod and small m, AR will be V square by L. This will be G sin theta. Its horizontal component I will resolve and equate it to 0. Horizontal acceleration of small m at that instant will be 0. First, to find out V by loss in potential energy is gain in kinetic energy. V square by L is centripetal. G sin theta is tangential.
So when we are saying loss in potential is equal to gain in this what do you call gain in kinetics or over there, but even the normal force is acting now from the wedge, or are we doing it for both the like the
For
system?
both the systems. Both the
Okay.
systems. So I know this velocity is V. If I take this velocity V, its horizontal component is equal to the velocity of the wedge. So wahi par capital M will get incorporated into the equation. If not, capital M will not get incorporated into the equation. In this problem, the paper setters temporarily take this as G sin theta, but this actually is wrong. The tangential acceleration is not G sin theta, which you will learn in the next chapter. Temporarily in particle dynamics, you are making an approximation, which conceptually is a mistake, right? The paper setters committed this mistake, but it is from a very standard examination, so I will not rectify it right now. Temporarily take this as G sin theta, but keep this in your mind. Rotational dynamics will tell you why that it will not be G sin theta. Freely falling body will have G sin theta. Here there is a light rod and there is a hinge force. So L alpha must be taken, which I will teach in the next chapter. Temporarily keep this in mind. This is a mistake, but solve it right now using G sin theta. My first equation is mgl into 1 minus cos theta is equal to half small m Vr square plus half capital M. If I take V as velocity, this V cos theta. This is theta. This will be theta, theta. V cos theta whole square. Horizontal velocity of small m and capital M I equated. You'll get the velocity from there.
Yes, an answer आ गया.
Once you get velocity, this is the thin rod. This will be V square by R. This will be G sin theta. So horizontal velocity is 0 implies if this is theta, this will be theta. V square by R cos 90 minus theta is sin. This will be theta. G sin theta cos theta. Equate this to this. You get the answer provided you do the simplification. Horizontal acceleration of this will be 0 when horizontal component of this and this cancel out each other. Can I rub the board?
Yes.
Two masses are sent from A to B on a convex shape and a concave shape. Convex shape and a
Concave.
right. Convex mass and concave mass both are released simultaneously with initial velocity. This will have a velocity v1, this will have a velocity v2 when they reach B. v1 is greater than v2, v1 is less than v2, v1 is equal to v, cannot say. And both surfaces are having equal coefficient of friction. Mu and mu are the same. They are not smooth.
So I got disconnected. Can you please explain the question?
This is a convex shape, this is a concave shape.
Yes.
Both have the same mu. Two identical masses are released from this position. They reach the lower point with the velocity v1 and v2. It's a rough surface. Keep that in your mind.
Okay, sir.
v1 greater than v2, v1 lesser than v2. Here normal force will be greater than, here normal force will be greater than the normal force here. I'll call this N1, I'll call this N2. N2 is greater than N1. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So F2 will be greater than F1. Do you agree with that?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Coinciding. So F2 is greater. So V2 will be lesser than
V1.
Oh,
not right.
yes.
Yes.
सर लेकिन आपने बस वो पॉइंट पे कंपैरिजन किया है ना?
नहीं, पूरा all throughout the path. N2 all throughout. यहाँ पर mass है N1 and here mass. Compare these two. Always this whole path N2 will be plus of two quantities. This whole path N1 will be difference of two quantities. Center of the board.
Yes.
This is a hemisphere which is fixed. This small m is being pulled such that it is sliding over the hemisphere of radius r. You are pulling this with the help of a pulley which is fixed. So small m from here it's rising up. The normal force you take as an radius is r. Normal force also will be. Agreed? As you are pulling this, the mass is slowly moving up. Mind the word slowly moving up.
Yes, sir. Delta K is here.
Delta K is
Slowly moving up. So assume the body in equilibrium at every state. That is also given. Assume body in equilibrium at every point. Right? This length of the string at this instant is L. First option, F increases, N decreases. Second option, F decreases, N increases. Third option, F decreases, N remains constant. Fourth option, F remains constant, N decreases. F remains constant, N decreases. This spherical wedge is fixed. Key catch in the problem is assume the body to be in equilibrium all through.
So over here, what is C? So constant. Oh, अच्छा, okay.
Constant.
Yes, yes, got it.
Constant. C is constant.
Sir, is it option C?
Yes, sir. C only. No, sir. D.
1 minute.
I will wait. I will not give the hint.
1 second. Let us.
Sir, is it A?
Listen,
B?
the first
Sir,
guess
B. B आ रहा है.
D. Sir, D.
C is the answer.
Sir, C.
Now listen. Actually, you solve the problem will be pretty bad and lengthy.
Yes, sir.
Pretty bad and lengthy. Instead, have a look at it. Can I claim this height to be constant?
Yes, sir.
Now you're telling me to consider this to be in equilibrium. This will be mg. This is
Yes.
in equilibrium. Whatever force you are applying, that's the tension in this particular string. Yes or no? You're pulling a string with a force of F. Tension in the string will be F.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
हाँ sir.
Annis theorem सुना है कभी?
हाँ सर,
Yes,
वेक्टर्स
sir.
में कराया।
हाँ sir.
N divided by R will be F divided by L. See, F divided by L will be equal to mg divided by h. किया क्या है यार तूने? This n I took as this side of the triangle. mg I took as this side of the triangle. F I took as this side of the triangle. ऐसा कैसा ले लिया यार तूने? यार these three forces are giving me resultant 0. Then there should be three sides of the triangle corresponding.
Yes, sir.
So this n I
Yes.
took it here. This mg I took it here. This f I took it along this line. Fair enough? So technically this triangle is what you are taking. Either you apply sine theta or take the distance. Are we okay with it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now look at it. This is a constant. mg and h will not change. So if f changes, correspondingly L is changing so that the ratio remains constant. R to change nahi ho sakta. You change f, I damn don't care, but L will change correspondingly. R is the radius of the hemisphere that cannot change. So n will have to remain constant because this condition should be fulfilled.
सर क्या मस्त सिंपल.
तो ऐसे कौन करता है?
सर बट मैं
So
सोच
the
रहा
other
था
way
कि
would be to assume theta and then write it as a function and then check if it is
यस सर,
different.
Yes, sir.
And वो बहुत लंबा पड़ेगा, बहुत लंबा पड़ेगा।
बट मैं
हाँ.
सोच रहा था सर cos थीटा मतलब जैसे m बढ़ते जाएगा तो cos थीटा मतलब बढ़ते जाएगा तो वैल्यूज कम होती जाएगी ना, तो
वो
डिक्रीज
बी और सी दोनों सेटिस्फाई हो जाते हैं उससे,
हाँ वही.
तो बी एक्स्ट्रा आंसर आ जाता
हाँ सर।
Yes sir, done. You can.
Oh, did I teach you K equivalent of a spring?
Yes sir, it
Yes,
is
sir.
opposite of that resistance.
Resistance in a
That
valve.
one.
No, the shortcut I didn't tell you. लंबा पड़ेगा, टाइम कितना है?
9:30 तक.
Solve, it will be slightly long, but it's so. Pulling force is increased from 0 to capital F. Slowly the force applied is increasing. Speed is constant. Speed is constant. Maximum distance moved by capital M. Find the maximum distance moved by capital M. Find maximum distance moved by capital M. And it's moving slowly. Slowly you're pulling it. See, अब समझो एक बात, a spring mass system में I release it from here at equilibrium, what will happen? Velocity will be maximum.
Maximum, yes.
But if I'm slowly leaving it, don't you think that will be the maximum elongation?
Yes, sir.
Velocity is maximum if I release the body here. But if I am slowly leaving it, it will come to rest here itself because it is moving slowly. It will not go down further. Here mg is equal to k. Do you agree with this?
यस
Yes, sir.
Difference between leaving the mass here and slowly leaving it. Slowly leaving means it will come only till here. It will not go to the lower end. But if you release it here, if this distance is x, it will go in another distance x before it comes to rest.
Yes sir.
Agreed? Here you are moving it slowly. Speed is constant and you are increasing the force. When you reach a value of f, how far will the block shift? Here, how to find out K equivalent, I didn't teach you people. That I'll teach in SHM. Here, how to find K equivalent, I didn't teach you people. I generally teach in SHM. If I give you one spring If I can replace whole of this with one spring, all of you listen, it's okay, I'll cover it here. Dhyan se suniye all of you. All of you need your attention notes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Vyadhan.
It is not taught to you. The traditional method of applying constraints, finding out the net total tension, वो सब अब बाद में try करो. Listen to a shortcut. Ultimately, if I can replace this with one single spring, what is your question? Your question is, if this is K equivalent and this is capital M, I applied a force of F, right? It came till here. This is the distance X. So you will have K equivalent into X is equal to 4. Slowly you are applying the force. When you came till the value of F, slowly matlab it's in equilibrium. X will be F by K equivalent. This is my answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Simple logic, right? So finding out K equivalent is the key catch.
Yes,
Here,
sir.
recognizing series and parallel is not your cup of tea. Anybody cannot tell, nobody can tell us which is in series and which is in parallel.
Yes.
Right? There is a lengthy procedure of energy method, constraint relations, through which you will find out the distance. I'll tell you a much shorter way. Listen to this. You remember even in Newton's laws, when you found out the tension, you did something in the denominator, square of the tension divided by m.
Yes.
Summation. Here it works the same way. If I take this to be T, this will be T, this will be T, this will be 2T, this will be 2T. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All of this has to be replaced by one single spring of K equivalent. When can I call it K equivalent? Same mass, when subjected to the same restoring force 3T, moves by the same distance x, or same mass when displaced by the same distance is subjected to the same restoring force. The key catch is the same restoring force. Total force on this is 3T. Here also this should give me 3T. Then I can consider this to be the K equivalent.
Okay, sir.
Same
Yes.
mass when displaced by the same distance x is subjected to the same restoring force. Same mass when displaced by the same distance x is subjected to the same restoring force. The formula goes this way: 3 square by K equivalent, 3 square by K equivalent is equal to 2 square by K plus 1 square by K plus 2 square by K plus 1 square by K. Whatever is the coefficient of tension here, whole square by K. 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 4 plus 4, 8 plus 2, 10 by K is 9 by K equivalent. Implies K equivalent is 9K by 10. So F is equal to K equivalent into X. You are asking me X, F divided by 9K by 10. That is the answer. You go by the traditional means will be pretty lengthy. But yet you should be able to solve using the constraints and traditional. Why didn't you teach us this procedure previously? Because series parallel equivalent you will require in the chapter SHM, not now. So I didn't cover the shortcut for you people, right? Temporarily keep this as info, nothing to worry. Know that I gave the question, but we will deal with that in detail in SHM. We have one doubt lecture somewhere down the lane on Thursday this week, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, are there any doubts to be taken up? You just want problems to be done, or you want me to leave you alone to prepare for MT? 3 options. I repeat the options. We go by voting. Listen to me carefully. First
ABC.
option, do you people have any doubts to be cleared? Right? Second option. Okay, first option, raise your hands. Do you people have any doubts to be cleared? Raise your hands. दो बच्चे raise किए या तीन.
Sir, booklet से doubts है, but we can do those after the MT because MT में
That's what,
वैसे
conservation of momentum. I understood you people are not keen on getting it done before the MT. I understood. So now put your hands down. The second two options are, do you want me to solve some problems which will be very much on the higher side? These problems we deal for you in the revision classes after syllabus is over. It's not the very right time for you people to do this, but it's okay. Either way, I'm okay anyway. Two options. Should we solve some problems in the class or leave you alone for your MT's preparation? Firstly, put your hands down. Put your hands down. All of you put your hands down. I should be able to count properly. People who want problems to be done in the class, please raise your hands.
सर आधे बच्चे सो गए.
तीसरा ऑप्शन भी हाथ उठवाने के लिए बोलेंगे, चिंता मत करो. You people are in the majority. 83 में दो लोग और two are mine. So technically you have 81. 81 में exactly 44. You pass the majority. Put your hands down, all of you. Put your hands down. Just to see how many people are sleeping.
So now tell everyone to put their hands on and we'll see how many people are not putting their hands on.
Now all of you put your hands up. Idea actually is.
सर जेई के प्लान में ये सब आइडिया है दिमाग में.
सर हमारे क्लास में तो बैठे हुए हैं सर लोग माइक्रोफोन कनेक्ट करने के बिना.
67 people raised. 80 minus 67, 68. 80 minus 68. 12 people are sleeping. They switched on the camera. Mic off करके बैठ के गाना सुन रहे हैं.
ऑडियो भी कनेक्ट नहीं किया है.
Okay, so the next Thursday's doubt lecture we will solve a few problems. Maybe from kinematics and errors I will solve more.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
sir.
I have doubts in DC Pandey that you have given 500 problems.
पीछे solution दिया है.
सर दो तीन सर मतलब समझा नहीं वो.
सर एक सेकंड वो पीछे का कॉपी करना है लास्ट क्वेश्चन था.
So you will be sending the recording.
Yeah.
Thank you sir.
So thank.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Bye bye. Good day. Good day.
Bye, sir.